Good evening, Internet. Good morning, Internet. Good afternoon, some of the other Internet. This is Cooper here with the No Toad Racing Network, and we are getting ready for Monday Night ARCA.
Good job, buddy. Keep on right there.
I'm doing good. How are you? So, myself, John Campbell, Oliver Turin, Michael McCuskey, and Skylar Carnes, we competed in the 24 Hours of Daytona, the official iRacing series, and brought home a respectable P10 out of the 21 cars in our class. Finished 19th overall. Enjoyed it. For most of us, it was our first race, except for Oliver Turin, who has done a 24-hour of Martinsville with Moon Car. Yes, sir, with the Mazda Miatas. Yep, he did a whole 24 hours straight, no issues. He actually saved the entire replay for the 24 hours, and it did not crash his computer. It was just crazy. Yeah, and this was a nice experience to kind of, because I know, Skylar, I know John Campbell, I know Michael McCuskey a little bit, but I knew nothing about Oliver Turin, so having him on board, it was nice to kind of just talk and hear some stories, especially how he was featured on NBC for a pass that Michael Cozy Jr. Made on him at Dirt Bristol when they did these little highlights at the beginning of the broadcast. It showed him getting passed on the fence at Dirt Bristol when that first came out.
That would be absolutely awesome. I mean, just being on NBC for, not doing anything super weird. And just based off of what I am seeing out of the software that's sending over out to the stream, it looks like everybody at home probably has heard you talking to yourself, but it does look like I'm actually out and on the world. Faded had a problem with Xfinity last night, and I think I might have caught that update bug, but it does look like I am actually not just talking to you now, and everybody else can hear me. So, hi everybody. I've got points up real quick. This is, after 3, this is the 4th event of the season. Roy Hyde, that just refuses to leave about the front 3 spots of a race, is leading. Oliver Turin by 1 point. Al Rafter Corey is running 3rd with 97 points. Dustin Barton is 4th, and Jason Benson is 5th. You can kind of look through there. The rest of the top 20 is up. there's a lot of new names. Robert Hattenbach, and they're in eighth is a first year. Joe David, Michael Korivu is sitting in 12th. Nick Biddy is new to No Toad Racing League. Christopher Harrison is. Kenny Sutherland, Josh Corner, Michael McCuskey, who did the 24 hours with you. But a lot of new faces, and they're doing very well. Switch back out here and let the cameras flip around, and we'll run out the clock on practice. We got 4 minutes left, and to nobody's surprise, Johnny Rocket himself is sitting atop the speed charts. He's over John Creedler there. It's only 3/10,000ths of a second, though, so it is not a big advantage as far as time-wise. So, Kyle, I'm absolutely just miserable at Michigan and have never really been able to figure it out. What's the key to getting around this joint?
With these cars, it's very interesting because unlike the Xfinity cars, these are very, very, very planted. So it's kind of like a thing of how hard can you drive it into the corner without absolutely killing your exit. So I find that, running kind of high on entry and cutting down but not jumping over that inside seam into the first corner is very important, getting through turns 1 and 2. And in the 3 and 4, up against the wall and kind of running a middle lane and just getting the car turned and rotated and then just full throttle off the corner.
So how far into a run, and not necessarily you personally, I mean, we do get plenty of information from these guys through, Discord and stuff. How far into a run do brakes start becoming the thing?
You say brakes?
Yep.
With these cars, I think you can get away with not using brakes. And if you haven't prepared, turned your brake bias down or, any of that, you might be better off not using them. But, yeah, I think whoever can save the most tires, the big thing here is just like wearing off your right front. Any racetrack where you're really almost full throttle, it's going to be heavy on the right front rather than the right rear. So you need to just make sure that you don't have that right front push, or you're going to just not be able to turn, and you have to slow down so much on entry that you kind of lose whatever track position you had over everybody else.
Well, I wouldn't know track position if it came up and slapped me here at Michigan. I'm riding on board here with Johnny Brugg. There it just sounds a little bit of a kind of a hiccup of the gas in 3 and 4, right back into it. 1, of course, this big arcing front straight, you get a ton of speed down it. You got to make your way back up to get an arc here into 1. And kind of in and out, feathering the throttle a little bit there through. I honestly kind of expected you to say, yeah, I know people who are using the brakes. They were actually just talking about it in one of the groups. Boy, Alex. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think Rafter might have been driving it off the right rear. He definitely looked like he was sideways.
Yeah, and these cars are they're very almost like IndyCar-ish, where they start to go. They're a lot easier to save than one of those Indy cars, where it kind of goes and you get like a couple seconds to catch it, but if you don't catch it soon enough, it's just going around into the wall. Unlike the Xfinity cars, where it's kind of like a 4-year-old who really needs to go to the bathroom, you can't get the thing to sit still. Just kind of fight it to get where you want it to go.
Oh, we've all been there. The Dawsonville pool room is on the numbers forward Nick Biddy Chevrolet. So this tells me that the Burton brothers have started a trend of forward numbers, and Nick Biddy's getting on that train. He believes that the numbers forward are going to help, and that's going to march him to the front.
A couple days ago, I was watching a documentary on Valentino Rossi, and he's running the Valentino Rossi 46 font on his car.
Is that where that came from?
definitely not from Dawsonville.
Well, that's true. I don't think.
Italian numbers on a Georgian car.
You know, I was absolutely a gigantic Bill Elliott fan when I was a kid, and I'll pretty much allow it. If you're from Dawsonville, I mean, you can. I don't care. You can walk up and just kick me. I'm totally fine with that because by proxy that means you know Bill Elliott just because you're from there. So that's good enough. Just kick away. I don't care.
I live about 45 minutes north of Chesterfield, so does that mean I practically know Denny Hamlin?
That means that you're not allowed to just come up and kick me.
Oh, I can bump you on the track, and it'll be short track racing.
This is true. I saw somewhere, sure don't remember where, just random things while we're on practice. I saw the Chiefs game. Did you see that?
I did not. We were doing the Sunday Xfinity series, and the NFL app was not cooperating with me. It cut off right at the end of the Bucks game, and I did not get to finish that live, which was very unfortunate.
I mean, it was a just crazy weekend anyway. But man, I have been a long-suffering Chiefs fan. When Mitch Holtis became their play-by-play radio guy in 1994, was shortly after I'd gone to the one baseball game I'd ever gone to, and pretty well did me in on it. And switched over to football because of him freaking out. So I, excuse me, I have a habit of going and listening on the radio with it on TV, and man, I thought he was gonna just yell his entire voice box out. It was insane.
And we got a special guest here.
Did we get him in? Oh man, I talk about the bad Canadian internet, and here he comes, Mr. Piracini. How are you, sir?
I'm good, fellas. How are you?
We're doing. Why are you not on track?
Still trying to cool down from last night.
I heard the Bristol race was about as rough as the end of the overtime in the Chiefs and Bills game.
Yeah, it was not a very great
Benson
race.
just bit it big time in qualifying.
Let me adjust what I said. It's not a great race for a bunch of us, but a lot of good solid runs for some people finishing in the top 10 for the first time, or pulling the shock result out just by position by attrition. So good job by Justin Malarkey for winning the Sunday Xfinity race.
And beating, banging, and tempers flaring at Bristol, because that's just what Bristol is.
Yeah, Cooper, I was just going through the replays, and Benson had one heck of a wreck off too during qualifying.
Oh, and it will. Yeah, I didn't think it doesn't save me that for replays is kind of issue with it.
Well, he flipped it.
I'm not sure how exactly. Well, if he'd already run a lap, the ARCA cars, probably most. I'm sure you guys know. He mounts the wall with them. He'll get up there and sit the right side up, and he'll try and do a lap up against the fence, just dragging the left side down. So it's possible he ran one lap or didn't like that lap, and that's just what he did for lap 2, and it fell over on him. So we've got everybody pretty well looks like they're set, and apparently software bugs are going to software bug. So we got the 99 of Creedler here going to be sitting on the pole with Brugg on the outside. Tyler Merritt's going to be starting third. Mr. Hide and Go Seek, that was all I could come up with. That was terrible, Roy, and I'm sorry. Is going to be finishing out row 2. Got what do we have going on? We've got grid coming up, so let's see if we can actually get this switch over. There we go. We've got it. So we got Jester 5th, Dustin Barton 6th, Sid's running 7th, Oliver Tran in 8th, Vignone, or Nicky V in the 93, how we're supposed to introduce him now. Sitting there with Al Corey in 10th, Rob Hottenbach in 11th, and Mike Corriveau in 12th. Further back, we got Nick Biddy, 13th, James Lawson, Joe David, the aforementioned Jason Benson, the Nodge, and Christopher Harrison, who is not showing on track. Corner in the 69 is not showing. Hanson's not showing. Could have swore I saw him. So that that should be the top 20. So tonight's race, we're at Michigan International Speedway for Monday Night ARCA on the No Toad Racing Network. We have got how many sets of tires, Mr. Kyle?
For tonight, we are sitting on 65% fuel and 3 sets of tires.
Awesome. All right, and then we will be getting these guys rolling here momentarily.
So, who's your pick for tonight, Mr. Cooper?
You know what? You pick them until they prove that they can be beat. I'm taking the 305.
Alrighty, Parasini, you got anybody?
Kind of hard to bet against Johnny Brugg at his home racetrack.
Well, I'm going to go pick my Daytona 24-hour teammate of Oliver Turn here. I think he's going to show another strong showing, and he's going to get another dub.
Why do we have pace lights on? Boy, there for a second, I thought we were getting ready to have a standing start. So we'll come around here to start the first lap of 75. By the way, Johnny actually had messaged me. He can run for points this season. They're going to start that next season for the points and eligibility for the winner of the previous season. Which I don't remember if that was last race or been 2 races ago now. But everybody will be points eligible.
Yeah, I think the only driver that is not eligible is Mr. Schuyler.
Interesting to note here for Kreidler, he is not showing up on the points standings, so I think this might be his first start of the season.
Yeah, I remember seeing him, but that may very well have been with the Xfinity car. That's not totally unheard of. I mean, there's not a lot of us that run every single race, so this may be. So, is this his good luck track? Is he going to come out here and battle Johnny for 75 laps and walk away with it? Or is Roy going to beat them both? And Michigan should just be a 1 lap, so we should be, yep, pace cars pulling in, and we're about to go green on week 4. No Toad Racing Network. Monday Night ARCA. We got a green, and we have got to go. Neck and neck down the front stretch. Should get the 3-wide fan out there. We got that's James Lawson in the middle. No, he's going to make way in front of Benson and pull back up. Sid's going to swing low, and that's not going to have the momentum to get underneath Will.
And Brugg clears the 99 off of 2 and takes the lead.
Boy, it's almost like we expected that.
Well, the
Johnny is just so good here.
The interesting thing here is that we've got 28 to 29 laps on fuel. So, could you, Parasini, think you can fit behind, Johnny Brugg or somebody and just save enough fuel to maybe stretch that to 35, or maybe later and hope for a late caution just to kind of push you over the edge and trap some people a lap down.
It's going to be tough, and the reason I say it's tough is because with the ARCA car, you just have so much on throttle time here.
Oh, we got Sid Kashishian into the wall in turn 3.
Yep, he's still dragging it. He's still dragging. He's doing a good job of holding it in the wall. A lot of wrinkles there, but honestly, the right side doesn't look bad at all. He keeps that thing tucked up in behind a draft. I think he'll be all right. With this bounce around, we're still side by side. We've got Benson and David are running. We're running side by side here for looks like battling for 13th. Looks like David's actually going to win that. How early is too early to try to go high, and then how high do you go when you start? Are you trying to go a lane up? Do you want to jump up a couple lanes and be, within a lane of the wall, or how far and how early do you want to start going high at Michigan?
I don't really think the high line is the way to go here, the ultra high line, but I think you're trying to run in between those, that first seam and the second seam, and then if you have to, between the second seam and the third seam. I think going up super high is just kind of, you keep your momentum up, but you're going too long around the corner, while everyone else can still run just as full throttle as you are on those 2 lower lanes.
Yeah, and the other big thing is that I also find that if you don't run in that kind of lane that Kyle just talked about, tire wear is just accelerated tenfold. Running the very bottom will kill your tires. Running the very top will kill your tires. It's a very narrow span there that you can try to save your tires with.
So there's probably another reason why I'm not any good here. Pretty sure I have yet to finish in the top half of the field at Michigan ever.
This track is very difficult. It's probably one of the hardest tracks to try to conserve fuel, save tires, and be fast at.
The 22Q there of Mike Corriveau. Got he's run a couple of paint schemes by me. James just touched the wall. And oh boy. Oh, that was a good save, James. He has got considerable damage. He's throwing sparks, and okay, he's counter steering a little bit. Right front's broken up. Looks like it's up off the track. That's not going to work out in his favor.
Yeah, you got to remember we've got one fast repair for every car on track. So if he wants to, he can stretch it here. Maybe hit maybe around lap 20, kind of pit early, take that fast repair, and try to regather whatever he's lost and put himself on a alternate strategy.
You said 28 laps, right?
Yeah, so we're looking at 28, maybe 29 laps of fuel if you're not in a draft. Oh, you got the 26 in the wall.
Yep, there's the squeaks of the wall coming. Oh, man! Unstuck off the wall. It kind of unpops as John Barton goes by. He's got that scheme fixed, I believe. He's been working on that, and it has been doing everything it can to try and fight with him. But he's got the chromey front numbers. I about called it a windshield. If nothing else, he's a trendsetter. He's starting forward-facing numbers in the ARCA series with the No Toad Racing League. Check back up here with the shocker, no shocker. Still got a leader in a number 1 car. Oh wow, that is Hottenbach in the 98, the black Budweiser car. I like it. He's running 10th right now. About 5.5 seconds back off the lead. And hi Joe Kids, hide your lead. He's coming for first place. He is tooling around in third. And I don't know, is that his paint scheme or does Hyde have right front damage? I think that's the lightning bolt on his scheme.
Yeah, his right front looks clean.
There for a second.
I have a question here for Cooper. Cooper, who do you think is the highest finisher in this field the last time we went to Legacy, Michigan with the ARCA cars?
So who finished highest the last race out of everybody running?
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll just assume this is some sort of trick question. Of cars on track, somebody else just hit the wall, I heard it. I'm going to say probably actually the car we had right there was Dustin Barton.
Paracina, you got any guesses?
I think it might be Rafter.
I was
It is
that too.
Mr. Misak Kashishian. He finished third on the podium.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. Yeah, it was that race came down to a strategy race, and Malarkey outfoxed us all on that one, and Sid played it pretty well too.
Yep, finished one spot ahead of Johnny Brugg.
Wow, and see, that's of course with the domination. Brugg was, the obvious choice, so I knew that couldn't be right. Well, go Sid.
Well, you didn't pick him tonight, so he's probably got maybe a small chance.
Yeah, honestly, I think Hyde is just so fast that I think he's fast enough to outrun the broadcaster curse.
Well, unfortunately for Sid, he is currently sitting P22 on track. I think his damage has slightly curtailed his run as he has just caught Kenny Sutherland for P21.
Yeah, and they're running 13 and a half seconds back. And this is Michigan's one of these tracks. Very much a strategy track for being an oval. Is that the most fair way of putting that?
Yes and no. I think it's a little bit of a draft track, but it's nothing crazy, like your Daytonas and your Talladegas. I think strategy-wise, it just comes up to whatever we do for laps. We're sitting at 75 laps here. We can easily do 28, 29 laps. So I think the easiest strategy here is just to pit every 25 laps for 4 tires and fuel. But you could always stretch it and hope for a caution, or if we have an early caution here, that would really upset the playbook for everybody.
I've been watching this battle for second starting to eat up here a little bit, boys.
Yeah, I've been kind of keeping an eye up here on the tower, and just watching Roy just creeping in. And in my head, got the Jaws music playing, but I don't know what YouTube allows, and I would probably get yelled at if I got the whole channel kicked off. So I won't try and use it, but just in your head, just know we're going da-dun, da-dun.
Yeah, you don't want Mr. John Williams to come after you for that.
Yeah, he'll probably bite me and throw me in the water.
While playing Duel of Fates from Star Wars.
Hey, wrong camera. Jeez. Only after like 3 weeks, I'm starting to come out of my fog. Tyler Merritt in the 53 is on pit road. Why is he there? Down 19 spots.
This would be early.
He is out.
That's an aggressive strategy, but you can't really fault him for trying something different here. He's been very unfortunate for this ARCA series. He's been plagued by a lot of disconnects, some due to weather, others due just to bad signal. But yeah, it would have been interesting to see what he could do with some good internet and being able to finish these races without getting a disconnect.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very much like I say, it just luck, and Tyler definitely has got enough bad luck for any two people. But maybe he's gonna just getting off track like that. We're 75. Let me see here. That's lap 75. We're gonna do math, kids, because believe it or not, you need to know how to do math. So 75 minus 17 is 58, and you divide it by 2, you get 29. So Tyler probably is just doing a reverse strategy, almost a road course or kind of a Pocono style deal. We're just starting at the end of the race and working his way backwards through it.
I was wondering if he took tires or not, but by his pace here, I'm assuming he did.
And Cooper, that makes perfect sense, because really at Michigan, you will find all kinds of different strategies at this track to try to gain some track position and time.
Right along with that awesome looking Budweiser car. Yeah, oh man, he must just put 4 car lengths on Hottenbach going into 3 and 4 there. He is absolutely sending it. The Grand Prix, one of the best looking ARCA cars ever. Go back up here and let's pick up the front. We've leveled out here between the 99 and the 305. So is it? You think Roy just content to ride? I mean, there's no real reason to push it right now.
Oh, Tyler just about lost it off too.
A little oversend, Tyler. Oh, he is having maybe a little internet glitchy going on. He just disappeared from me a couple times going through the corner there.
I gotta say, I do like the strategy now that I'm thinking about it, because he's going to be sitting perfect where he can, two-stop, but he's going to get a gap by just being on these fresh tires, working through the field. And if he's smart, he can kind of get in behind these guys and save a little bit of fuel on the way up too.
Well, that's exactly it. But I've been watching him and watching his lap times and stuff, and he's not saving much right now. And I mean, if it was me, I'd be running a little more conservative than he is right now, trying to save my stuff, because with this strategy, you are set up to go a full fuel run, and if you're running really hard like he is at the beginning of the run, you're going to burn your tires up real fast.
Well, by the sponsor on his hood, I'd say he's just sending it. Setup shop.
Amen, brother.
Right you are. So we'll see how that works out. I mean, right now he is the only car one down. So I mean, you can even go something stranger than that. What if the next guy to pit comes in and wipes it out and somehow draws a caution? Now he's got a lucky dog to deal with. And then does he go ahead and slap another set of tires on it so that way everybody doesn't just run away from him? And ultimately now he's made 2 stops. Everybody else has made 1, but he's only 1 lap down. I mean, he'd have the lucky dog. It's not like it really cost him anything.
I think he's betting on this race going green. When we had this race last year or last season, we had a caution early, but then we went green all the way to the end. So I think he's just laying in the bed that this is going to go green to the end, and I think that's a fair bet to place for the rest of this race.
Well, in actual fact, our Xfinity race we had here at Michigan 2 weeks ago went caution-free.
That's right. Forgot about that.
Yep, the No Toad Racing Network is pretty proud of the drivers. They rarely wreck, but when we do, we can't stop. So the No Toad Racing League that owns and operates the network here, generally clean, generally a lot of give and take. Apparently, unless you're in the Xfinity cars at Bristol, and then all bets are off. I didn't see it.
No.
So I have yet to watch the replay.
If you want to set up a wreck fest for No Toad, you go to Bristol. Doesn't matter what car it is, you just go to Bristol.
That is true. I've got a little side project league that I run, and we've got, I think it's 2 weeks to run Bristol with the 34 Legends cars. it is almost like Talladega, but those cars don't really know how to draft, and we always end up with at least one car parked on the top of the wall.
Sounds like a blast.
It is. We like to do dumb things. It kind of, some of the stuff we were doing is kind of where the King of the Hill for No Toad came in. It just, not some of it was like, well, we could do this. Well, or we could this or that. And just with discussions of it, John Barton took it and just ran with it and decided that he's going to do the King of the Hill. So it's, different car, different track every Saturday. And we've got the leaders on pit road. There's Hyde is on. Oh man, they're all coming.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for the 25, 25, 25, which is like, the best even strategy to go with. But you're kind of trapping yourself here with track position behind the people that you pitted behind.
Yep. Yeah, seriously, we're we got 9 cars on pit road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6, 3 of them are still on. So yeah, we've had.
Oh, Kreidler, totally disastrous pit stop. He got too close to the wall on the left-hand side. Oh, this is going to cost him huge.
He's still sitting there. Oh man.
Absolute disaster. He slid into his box, got too close to the wall, and then he had to pull ahead, back up, straighten out. Just lost a ton of time.
16 seconds extra on there. The whole pit lane time was 1 minute 10 seconds. Speaking of, we have got some handy dandy things. Pit stop time. We'll pull that up.
Kreidler also hit the wall, backing up into the inside wall on the left side.
And interesting to note here that Roy just went around Johnny there on the fresh tires, and he's starting to gap him. So, yeah, I figured Johnny's going to have to come in here right away because he's losing way too much time to the 305 right now.
All right, so pit lane time here, if we look at the 19 here, Kreidler, you see right here we're looking at 44.8s, 47s. That was a 70.5. So about worst case scenario.
It's about half a lap.
Yeah, that was an absolute disaster for Kreidler, and that pretty much will take him out unless we get a caution here.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need bailed out. Then showing the rest of the field here also, we've got, you can see here, Kyle, we're going to get you off of here too, because we don't need you there. 24s, 25s, 26s for lap stopped, with the lone exception of Tyler Merritt. He stopped at lap 14. He is now on lap 13, so he's already splitting a set. Hyde's actually starting his third lap now, and he is also back up to third.
Oh, we got a spinner into the grass. It's Corey Vu.
Let's see if we can get him found. Playing high-speed lawnmower. Mike Corvu went off track. Let's see what we got. Oh man. Oh, he saved it. Something fierce. In the grass off of 4, come back up. Probably yelled boo at Benson. And does some lawn mowing, brings her back up on the start-finish line. Phenomenal save. Absolutely phenomenal save.
Oh, we got a crash on the front stretch.
Yes, we do. That's the 04. That's Hansen. Nope. That.
He's off the racing surface, so I don't think we're going to get a caution. Yep, and he toes.
Yeah, come back in. Get a... Why that didn't show on the car we had selected, who knows. But that actually caught that live. He went up and just plowed the wall off of 4. That was a massive hit.
And John Barton's going to have a lot of damage from that as well because he hit him pretty hard on the right side.
Yeah. Well, it could just be how it was rendering, but it actually looked okay.
Something I experienced during the Bristol race is I had a car that had a very lightly wrinkled right front, but I had 3 minutes of repairs, and my steering wheel was off by like 45 degrees. So the looks can be deceiving when it comes to damage.
It absolutely can.
Yeah. Was it the white Barton car, or was it maybe the green Barton car?
No, it was the white one.
Oh, okay. I was like, it could have been, because Dustin is 14 spots down from the beginning of the race. And while we're at it, we'll just take a flip around through here. New leader, 305. I don't even have anything to say. It's just Roy Hyde. He's out stomping everybody again as we're getting into halfway. I'm going to pop back here. And we got Johnny Rocket running in second behind him. Oliver Turan probably twitching. Wheel slips. Got a twitchy. I had no joke there. Tyler Merritt is back up to 4th with some fancy pit work. So we got another 10 laps here ish to watch and see how those final few laps work out on him. And Vignone and John Barton has crashed. All we gotta do is hit the button here and see what it's showing us. Oh, straight up into the wall off of 2, and then turns it out of the way of Creedler and just destroys it on the inside. Oof. Big oof. That'll definitely leave a mark.
See, and if I had to bet, I'll bet you that damage from that wreck tightened that car right up, and that's what caused that wreck.
I would completely believe that. It went straight to the wall. Let's see, Will Jester, he's running in 6th. Al Corey, Rafters running in 7th. Nodge running in 8th. Jason Benson right behind him in 9th. Nick Biddy, the Dawsonville Pool Room paint scheme, running 10th. Robert Hattenbach running 11th. Sid Kashishian running 12th. Creedler is back up to 13th. I mean, all things considered, that's not terrible. That's still...
But look at how much time he lost. He is 28.5 seconds back after that pit stop.
Yep.
Something to note here is Al Corey. He stretched it another lap based on everyone else. I'm wondering if he's potentially just going to sit somewhere. Oh, we've got Tyler Merritt in the wall in 1 and 2. I feel like Larry McReynolds. Anytime I talk, there's a crash.
We'll go back off from Joe David. We had, he is showing 14th right now. Michael Koravu's in 15th. We got the Sutherland 52 running 16th. He's up 7 spots from the beginning of the race. Christopher Hansen is running 17th. Mr. Lawson, he bopped her off the wall earlier, and it looks like he's just riding it out with the damage. Going to save the fast repair. We got Dustin Barton kind of cruising along back there with him. Corner is round out your top 20. Barton, I said, it looks like Barton has probably decided he's just going to go ahead and put it back in the trailer for tonight. And that is our 20 runners here as we're lap 37 to 75, so close enough to call this one. We're halfway through the Michigan International Speedway Monday Night ARCA.
Pulling it back to the Corey discussion, Corey stretched it an extra lap, so he went 29 laps on fuel. Next time he should pit, he should be about 7 laps short. So if there's a late caution here and Al Corey just stays out, he might trap a bunch of guys a lap down. Or, depending on how aggressive he wants to be here, he could probably clutch and coast here for a good portion of this run here and maybe try to save 7 laps. Which would be crazy, but crazier things have been done.
That's absolutely right. I mean, the one thing about it is that if there's anybody here that can save fuel, it is Rafter.
Now, Hottenbach is showing that he is on his 7th lap since pitting, and Corey is showing 9. Actually, Hottenbach just changed to 8, so he may have got a lap that even Rafter didn't get.
I mean, one thing this sets you up for, though, is that doing a strategy like this is if it's only going to be a 7-lap run, I don't know about you, Kyle. I mean, I know taking 2 tires here is just about a death sentence, but what do you think about just a quick splash and go?
We got some tempers. I think we can. I think you can gamble and just take no tires. I think getting the 2 is potentially worse than getting none, in the sense of you're gonna have this like really bad snap oversteer. And with these cars, they're hard to save after a certain point. So that's kind of an area you don't really want to go to with these. So I'm in favor of just gassing and going.
I am too. 1 to 2 seconds of fuel is all you're going to need.
We're switching over, watching the Nodge here. Him, Benson, Vignone are all within about a half a second forward and back of each other. So iRacing is having us keep an eye on there, which actually about the tightest battle on the track. You can see from the track map, everybody's just kind of out and doing their thing and letting the strategy fall where it may.
Yeah, those tempers that flared up, I believe, were between the 93 and the 13, and the 93 actually was warned by race control to cool down.
Yeah, we're lucky that we have a good group of guys here where we don't really have these major blow-ups and divides between the league. We're all kind of on the same page, and we all get along very good, so this is a very nice experience for a league. I know others tend to be a little more toxic in certain aspects, especially when money gets involved.
Well, one thing I'll say about this league is that it's very Canadian-esque, because if one of us wrecks somebody else unintentionally or makes a mistake, we're about the first one to apologize almost instantly on the radio.
And so we have always just assumed that was because we were old.
Well, we also do have a large contingent of Canadians in here as well.
Maybe onto something there. I never really thought of that. But here we've got Nodge, Vincent, and Vignone all right up here within a quarter of a second of each other, fighting for 6th position. The Nodge got a great run. Well, just about how we got the... Well, maybe not. So 93 was getting it and then kind of lost it, but he's working to the inside of Nodge. We've got Benson following along, probably not really a whole lot of drafting help either way with somebody behind you at Michigan, is there?
There's actually more than you'd think.
Well, and as I asked that question, Benson had went low, and the 42 and 93 have passed the 48, and 93 drifts high. Benson shoots out now. He's going to lead the pathway. Dustin Barton, 13, is going to pass the 93. Nodge in the 48, going to work on Benson in the 42 here. Got a little group of 4 here that just are just not content to ride. Got 30 laps to go. It's time to start getting yourself in position to make that final pit stop and turn them loose for the last run.
Uh, 53 is pitting this lap.
That would play into the strategy just about perfectly as you called it there, Kyle.
So we're down to the top 15 are still on the lead lap. Let me go back to this top bar while we've got the pit lane bar open. Yep, there he is. There it is, rolling down the pit road.
We also just had another warning from race control over flaming from the 83 car this time.
What is with
I
the
believe it
freeze?
was a double. I think it was him both times. I don't think it was the 93.
Yeah, you don't ever want to hear race control come on and tell you to please stop.
Well, he's got that rowdy paint scheme on there, so maybe he's just channeling his inner shrub.
Well, I'm glad you went there because I was thinking it.
I don't know. I am one of them. I absolutely do not hate Kyle Busch in any way, shape, or form. I actually respect the hell out of the guy. He's got gigantic talent, but he also just kind of wears it out there for the world to see, and if you don't like it, too bad. Honestly, I kind of respect him for that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff he says that I wouldn't say, but man, there's some really great gifs out there on the internet from stuff he's done to react to questions.
I was fortunate enough to be at Richmond in 2008 when he and Dale Jr. got into it, and that is an experience that I will never forget. 160,000 people collectively booing one car and overpowering 40 COT cars at Richmond.
Yeah, you don't touch NASCAR, Jesus. That's not okay. We're kind of straightened out back here in the back. Meanwhile, we've rolled back around to kind of the same. Let me know if you heard this story before. Johnny Brug's out front.
No.
Yeah. He's got almost a 6-second lead over the rest of well, I guess just over Hyde, and then Hyde's got another 12 seconds over Oliver in third. So we've got a gigantic gap here as Johnny's coming. He's here at the bottom of the oval there. He's just crossing the stripe. Then you can go back and look at the 305, the second place car. There's a massive gap in between those two.
Considering when they started this run that Johnny was a second and a half back of the 305 and now he's got a 6-second lead over the 305, that's impressive.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not, and this is, I think the 93 hits pit road from 10th. I think this might have been the first track I was on with Johnny, and he literally was completely out of my view in a lap. And I mean, I have said I'm not good at Michigan, but I am bad, and he's that good. A lap was all it took for him to be completely gone out of my windshield.
Yeah, when we did our Xfinity race, I was fortunate enough to get the pole and to lead a good portion of that first run. And I thought I was saving my stuff, and I came across the line. He was about a second back, and by the time I went by the line the next time, he was on my bumper. And then by the next lap, he was almost a second ahead of me.
Yeah,
John, he's just got a knack for this track. I mean, it seems like it's always that way, though. You always have a special knack for one track that you could just run that real special fast line, and everybody else just seems to be that tenth of this off of you.
Well, I think for specifically for Skyler and for Johnny, Brugg, this is his home track.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that extra incentive there where this is your home track. You know this place. You want to win here. For Skyler Carnes, it's Bristol. That man is crazy fast around Bristol. You know, I think that home track is just that one place where you know it a little bit better than the other ones, and there's that extra incentive of like, this is my track. I want the trophy. That is mine, not yours.
I know, and crazy enough for me. I don't know why, but I always thought Atlanta was one of my worst tracks, but yet I seem to find Victory Lane there for some reason, and I don't know why.
See, I like Atlanta and Homestead and pretty much any track that's hard on tires, because my overall lack of pace actually plays in where I just by default save tires. So at the end of a run, I'll just be mowing back through people, and I'm running the same speed I've been running the entire time. They've just slowed down. And Las Vegas in trucks for some reason. I've won a few times, some publics and leagues. Don't really understand what it is about that. That's just my thing.
There's a lot of chatter right now on the comms. It sounds like pit road's about to get very busy.
And talking about home tracks here, Richmond's my home track, and I think every league I've ever been in, I've only once been beat, and I finished second by John Campbell beat me at Richmond in the 87s. So I've had like 4 wins at Richmond and 1 loss to John Campbell where I finished second. So that's that home track advantage. It's just something about it.
Leader on pit road.
Oh, we're with Will Jester. He just overshot his pits. So feeding time at the zoo looks like it's going to be finalized with like 21 laps to go. Cycling back around. Johnny's on. Hottenbach is showing me a lap down. Is that right? Oh, I clicked on him. He went. No, he went green. So he is actually up 10th right now, leading the way. And man, I dead honestly, I might like that paint scheme better than the Kohler or the. That wasn't Kohler. It was something with Menards. I do really like that black Budweiser scheme. Anyway, so Hottenbach has taken the lead through pits. He's matriculating around the track. That's a Kansas City Chiefs thing. Brugg come back out in second. Michael Corvu is running third. Joe David running fourth. Roy Hyde is going to take that from David as David goes real high. He chased that up the hill real bad. Oliver Tran coming right along. Al Corey is sitting in 7th. Tyler Merritt is running in 8th. Jason Benson running in 9th. And I forgot, Kyle. You say what did you get the special fancy pronunciation, right? Isn't that what you got sent?
For Corvette?
No, for Vignone.
Vignani?
Yeah, there you go. He's running 10th. Trying to set you up. I, for whatever reason today, just cannot think that you guys are not sitting here looking at my screen.
So that last lap, I'm just watching the tracking. Johnny Brugg is running second place to Hottenbach right now, and he cut 3.5 seconds out of his lead that lap.
Yeah, that is something that just shouldn't happen. You can see the 98 crossing the stripe. He's into one as Johnny crosses the stripe. And yeah, he's taking almost another second out of it. Good Lord, watch that time drop. Brugg's under 6 seconds now just from turn 1 and 2. So based on this, so it'll take him 2 more laps to get there.
No, Hottenbach is coming in this lap.
He ran it for all it can take. They definitely gave it a good run.
He could have only stayed out there one more lap at most. He was just losing way too much time.
Yeah. Well,
But granted, if he catches a caution though, he's looking absolutely golden, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you've only got 12 cars on the lead lap right now. So yeah, I mean, you've taken half the field out. You know, if you can catch it.
Interesting to note here for Johnny Brugg, with the misfortune he's had with a couple of his races. You know, he had the accident last week with him and Al Corey going past a lap car. He's not going to gain much on the leaders here in the point standings because they're right behind him.
Yeah, he may have his work cut out for him for points for this season, but it's only week 4. I mean, there's I think 2 drop weeks. I think that's what they were running on here, or that might be Xfinity. I'm pretty sure there was drop weeks figured in on this, so of course, those will change it until next week when I tell everybody, hey, guess what? There's no drop weeks, but I'm pretty sure there was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have 2 drop weeks in the ARCA series as well.
Yeah, I thought that sounded right.
I'm not so sure because we don't have drop weeks in the 87 cars.
Oh, those are different. They don't count. That's what they keep telling me anyway. We're watching Nodge here in the 48. Him and Creedler both. They're beating feet around here. They're making up pretty good time. They're actually catching up to Sid pretty handily. About a half-second back now, Crutchley, and Tyler is running the high side. So now with that coming in towards the end, is it just maybe Tyler's running high because he's burned the tires up and he's just trying to do what he can with it?
He's going to have older tires than just about anybody else out here right now, so that's definitely going to hurt him a lot.
And then him running the high side isn't really going to help that either.
Nope.
That drops, we're down to 11. The 46 is 36.8 seconds back, 36.3 seconds back. So he is pretty close to being lapped himself. So we're about to have 10 cars on the lead lap, and Tyler Merritt would be the next one to go. And you see him entering 3 as Johnny Brugg passes the midway point of the backstretch on the tracker oval up here. So we're within. I mean, Sid's really kind of in danger of it too. We may end up with 6-7 cars on the lead lap by the time this thing's done.
I'll tell you right now, Sid and the Nodge are having a spirited battle here, and it's been entertaining to watch.
Yeah, we're riding on board here with Sid, and watch Scooby-Doo get real close to him here. So that's a trick to do there. Do you suppose that Nod just went ahead and run up underneath him to kind of help push him off into the corner and make it to where he kind of overshot the corner to run high so he could steal that spot?
It is a strategy you can use, and he did play it quite well on that corner.
Nod's got Ridley inside. Oh, mamma mia! You can't get these cars any closer. We're doggy windowing it here from Nodge, and man, that was close. How we did not just get a 99 into the left rear of the 48 and send him, I don't know, because that's exactly what should have happened.
Nah, Nodge needs to just let Creedler go here. He's a lap down, so they're not racing for position.
Yep, and that if that was a for position pass, I would actually have that here where I could take that and show it to you. Ooh, man, that was close. So that was just ridiculously close.
Well, I mean, we've got our 3 usual suspects
We got a
running.
crap in the front. Oh, nope, they saved it. The looks like the 13 of John Barton and the 93 got together coming off of turn 4.
13 would have been Dustin.
Yeah, he came on the radio right away and said, my bad, so.
Oh yeah, there we had Dustin was kind of coming up through the dirt. Yes, that must have been afterwards there.
Yeah, just exiting 4, he was pushing up, and then he just hit the 93.
We'll be back on board with Dodge again. Looks like the fight may not be done for him. Actually, they're going to go ahead and get that gapped out.
Well, I've just been watching here, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but look who snuck into the top 5 here, and we didn't even realize it. Our buddy Rafters running 4th right now, and he's only about a 1.5 seconds behind Oliver.
Yep, he is very sneaky. He will sneak you up on you, and you won't even know it.
And a good job for Benson as well. Benson in the top 5.
Benson usually runs really well here, so I'm not totally surprised by that one.
Yep, absolutely. And then right behind him and running the 6th is Will Jester. That's real good run for him. Then right behind Will is Nodge, who is really best served just letting Dustin go ahead and roll on by him. Which the Nodge is up 10 positions overall. That's a pretty good game day. Behind him is Sid. Sid's running 8th.
And that's a great recovery by Sid considering how he started the race.
Yep, absolutely. He's only down 1 from where he started. Although, well, we got the 93 and the 46 are all but just on Sid. I mean, it's kind of, you look back and you got the pack of wolves just chasing you down. Now there's a 9.5 second gap still between Brugg and Hyde, and another 16 seconds back to Oliver Turan. So we're showing you where the action actually is.
We just got confirmation from God Emperor Gary Sargent. We do have 2 drop weeks here in the ARCA series.
All right, so yeah, that of course will completely shake up everything. You get a couple of bad races, and they magically go away. It looks like Sid's going to go ahead and gap these guys, but we're going to have Biddy get a little bit of a run, and it definitely looks like that's what we've seen in this race. Somebody gets a little high or maybe a little low, and just doesn't keep that momentum quite up to where it should have been, and it's almost like the whole world just passes them by.
Yeah, you can really push the issue here. Exiting the corner, you can wash up and give somebody just a lane. But yeah, you never know how far that person's going to run off the wall here, because you can comfortably get off the corner well and fast just with 2 car lengths between you and the wall. So you got to make sure that you're giving that person room, or you're going to come up and you're going to hit them, kind of like what happened with Dustin Martin.
Oh wow! So riding along here on the 93, and we were just looking at the radiator of the 46. So I think we had some net code saved us. But we would just had a 4 to go caution flag.
Well, if this was real life, I'd be screaming debris. There was debris everywhere at this point. Well, if this was real life, I'd be screaming debris. There was debris everywhere at this point.
All right, so yeah, that of course will completely shake up everything. You know, it looks like that's what we've seen in this race. Somebody gets a little bit of a run, and there probably is debris everywhere. I mean, we've had a lot of guys slapping the wall.
It's one of those races where, you know, you attend it in real life and you keep an eye on the strategy and you enjoy that part. But, you know, some people just get bored because they want to see the crashes and the fights and everything. But these are the fun races to do when you're driving. You get to just kind of get in your groove and see how many positions you can gain or how many people you can hold off.
Yep, absolutely. And we've got Oliver's going to have to watch out because
I was
been
just
caught.
watching that. Gal's gained on him. We're 0.6 of a second gap right now. It's getting close there.
Back here. Look at the Canadian Tire car.
We got Nick Biddy in the wall.
Back behind
He was
us.
going to pass the 93 of Vignani and got up on the high side and just kept it rolling on the high side, but ran out of room, just clipped the wall.
Well, that is less than ideal, as the kids would say. Gonna catch a ride here with Rafter. Well,
He's there.
Yep. And also not necessarily known for liking a lot of chatter, and he's on a different Discord channel that I know has a lot of chatter because I may have had something to do with starting it. And he's been there 2 races, and we're looking at 2 podiums. So maybe he didn't realize that he needed to just be able to key the mic and yell bad words, and it makes you go faster. There we got last lap, so I mean it's time to go. If he's gonna dispatch of Oliver, this is time to do it. Rafter's gonna look low, and nope, he's gonna just tuck up behind him and one, and he's gonna turn him. What? Oh no! Oh wow! Turn for third.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I'm sure this will get we'll get some words after of that. Wow. Well,
That surprised me. I wasn't expecting that.
Wow. You know what? If nothing else, we know how to finish a race around here. No Toad Racing League for Michigan. My Lord, that was something. Johnny Brugg, Turf Lords, number 1 in position and a number. Roy Hyde, he almost got there. 305 finishes second. Al Corey with third. Jason Benson with fourth. Will Jesser fifth. Crutchley with sixth. Kashishian is seventh, though, and then that's just the normal afters.
Yeah, Oliver's gonna end up finishing 9th.
Yeah, it's not sure why Oliver's in the back there. Oh, Oliver's left front's all busted off. This is showing that Al Corey wrecked. I highly doubt that. Oh, no, Benson's going to come along. Benson has a habit of doing that. He'll come up to you and just go ahead and goose you and park you like that. Then here comes Nodge. And whammo! Okay, well.
I'm still watching. Oliver's going for the line still. He hasn't crossed the finish line yet.
Oh, is that what he's got going on?
There we go. He got across.
He was going backwards up against the wall the whole way down.
Oh, man. Guys, I don't even know what to say. I'm I don't know what to say. Wow. So, there's your top 18 finishers. Brugg, Hyde, Corey, Benson, Jester, your top 5. Crutchley, Kashishian, Vignone, Turan, Biddy, Merritt, Hottenbach, Koravu, David, Kreidler, Sutherland, Lawson, and Barton. Round them out, and let's start grabbing whoever we can. We've got Rafter in here with us. So third place, Rafter. How was the last lap though?
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I love racing with Oliver, and he and I had some great battles. And I looks to me like I just touched his bumper, and off he went, and ended up with a poorer finish than he should have got because he deserved a lot better.
Yeah, I'm dead honestly not sure we don't have some net code bugs. We were riding on with. I think we were on maybe the 93, and the 46 came up to him. We lost his whole nose, and we were actually looking at his radiator, and it didn't register a touch. So, it really didn't look like much. We were on a little bit of a wider shot of it, but boy, that was that was absolutely unexpected. That was the surprise ending we didn't know we needed.
It's a great track, and everybody drove terrific, and I just hate to be the one to spoil the end. That's not the way I like things to happen. Maybe it was netcode, I don't know, but I still don't like the way it ended.
Yep. Fair enough. That we've gone over a bunch that just in general we've got super clean races, and realistically, there's a case to be made that you're the cleanest of the group. So I'm sure that Oliver knows there was no intent there.
I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep that reputation if I keep hitting people.
We can throw my name on your car. I mean, people kind of expect it from me.
Can't wait to watch the broadcast, Cooper. Thanks very much for doing it tonight, and I'll duck out so you can talk to somebody who can race.
All right, man. It was a good run. Thanks, Raptor. All right, so we have got Johnny Brugg sitting here. We got our winner if he wants to pop on. So you missed it behind you for what ended up being for third, but Oliver was riding along, and Rafter got in behind him, and it just a little bit of a touch and sent Oliver driver's door first into turn one, and all chaos ensued. But while that was going on, you had like a 3.5 hour lead over Roy in second place. So how'd your night go?
Oh, it was a good night overall. Obviously, take first. It's always a good night. It was a fun race. Proud of everybody for keeping it green once again here at Michigan. Seems like we put on some great clean racing here every time we come here. But other than, obviously, I guess the incident with Rafter and Oliver, I have not seen it yet. I did see Oliver turned around riding the wall in turns 1 and 2 right after I crossed the start-finish line. And then I heard them come over the comms that there might have been a little bit of an issue. So we'll have to take a look at that and review it. But overall, good race. Proud of everybody.
Well, Johnny, I'll say this much. You and Sid have a lot easier job reviewing this race than our Xfinity admins have reviewing last night's race at Bristol.
Oh, yeah, it makes our job easy, and I love it.
All right, well, we appreciate it, Johnny, and we're going to get the second place finisher, Roy Hyde, in here. We got this in a weird order, but enjoy yet another win at Michigan.
Thank you, and thank you guys for putting on the broadcast.
Hey, thanks for if you guys didn't race, we wouldn't be here. We should have our runner-up, Roy Hyde. Roy, are you with us?
Yes, sir. I got you.
So, how'd your race go tonight?
Went fairly decent, besides getting the ever-loving crap kicked out of me by old Johnny up there. He was in another zip code.
Well, Roy, when you race in this league, you kind of get used to it at Michigan with Johnny.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's every couple of times I've raced him, I guess. He's been really fast here. And, yeah, I wasn't able to match what he had. He had something special going on tonight.
I honestly thought you had it.
What's that?
Go ahead, Kyle.
Good points day for you as well. You hold on to the championship lead here. You get to extend a little bit over Oliver Turan here after a little bit of an unfortunate accident going into turn 1 with him and Corey. How you feel about that?
It's holding the points lead is always good, and every little bit will count. Yeah, it's horrible for Oliver. he had a good, at least solid third place, if not fourth place finishing car. But I mean, that's the way it happens sometimes. But
Yeah, it definitely didn't look like there was any sort of intent. And Roy, honestly, I gave you the broadcaster jinx. I honestly thought you were going to pull it off again. And, I mean, at the beginning, I thought that you were just so fast you just broke the jinx.
I wasn't able to bring it. The first run, I was really fast. I was saving a lot in the beginning, and then me and Johnny got separated a couple laps on pit strategy, and he found something in the middle of that race, and he just kept it the rest of the race, and I wasn't able to pick up on what he had found, and I started pushing a little too hard and wore off tires too early, and it just kind of went down here for me from there.
Yep, it is oddly easy to burn off tires here at Michigan. It's been a long going struggle for me at this track, and just generally being terrible with it. But yeah, you will definitely be our points leader heading into Week 5 for the No Toad Racing League Monday Night ARCA Series. Roy, we appreciate it, and
Thank you guys.
we'll let you get back to going where you were going.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. Good broadcast. Appreciate it, and everybody, thanks for watching this good group of guys and some good racing up here. So,
All right, thank you.
yes, sir.
And we're gonna move him back from which he came. I think he was over in the podium finishers. So we're gonna tie a bow on this one here, real quick. So Matt, what's your final thoughts here?
Well, it plays out very similar to how most Michigan racings do with the NTRL. It doesn't matter if it's Xfinity or the ARCA car. We got to watch the Johnny Brugg Clinic again at Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle, what you think? Wait, and then is next week is Talladega, is it not?
Let me check real quick.
I believe it is. That
It's Bristol.
Oh, Bristol. Oh, that's right. We're a week off from what the Xfinity cars are. That's right. So I'm teasing the week after Bristol. So we have to go to Bristol, get all honked off at each other, and then turn around and run the biggest, baddest track. So we've got a couple of probably dead seriously next week at Bristol. Anybody watching, just grab a 6-pack and just enjoy it, because we're going to be filling time. I may finally get to pop off my new favorite catchphrase, and Talladega might be able to do it again. So for Kyle, for Matt Piracini, for the No Toad Racing League and the No Toad Racing Network, I want to tell everybody thank you for watching, and good night. We will catch you in 7 days at Bristol, Tennessee.